So before we start, let me quickly introduce myself. So I'm Prashant. So I have around 16 plus years of experience in SAP FICO. So I also have expertise in central finance and FSCM modules. And apart from this, I also have the working knowledge in MMSD and PP modules. And I'm doing these trainings from the last 5.5 years. So this is a brief
Sorry,
background
sorry,
about
sorry,
me
sorry. Hold on.
with SAP.
Where
So
are you
yeah,
the training?
Siddiqui, I wanted to hear from you. So what's your graduation and if you have any work experience, why you want to choose SAP?
So currently I'm working in IT, but I'm just working in desktop support. Previously I was into Salesforce, but then like the market had been bad, got laid off. Um, at my current job, one of my supervisor asked like if you know SAP, and I didn't have any clue about it because haven't worked upon it. So I'm coming from a desktop support and Salesforce background, but I'm not coming from SAP background. As far as previous experience is concerned, so I had always been a banker, worked for over 10 years in banking in different areas like from treasury management to wealth management, personal banker operations. So I've worked around those areas in banking. These are my expertise. This is what I've worked in. Worked also 5 year in retail after moving to US. So this is my core experience, and since I'm working in desktop support, but that's like oil and gas company. So I do see that mostly people work in different modules of SAP over there because this is also one of the in-demand CRM. That's what I think, but I do not know the variations in regard to financial side or in regard to oil and gas. What is more required? How do you differentiate between the modules which are pertaining to oil and gas industry and which are pertaining to the financial industry? Can you please elaborate?
Sure, Siddiqui. So, I I'll start with about SAP and then I'll start using explaining you how it is used in
Can you
different
be a
industries.
little bit closer to your mouse? I mean the mic, and
Mike,
also be
ca-
be a little bit slow down when you speak because sometimes it takes a little bit of time to understand what you're saying for me because of the maybe the dialogue. But trying to understand what you're saying and try to be more near to the mic. So for me, it will be
sure,
easier to
sure,
understand what
Siddiqui.
you're saying.
I'll do that. So, can you hear me now, loud and clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Siddiqui, so I will start with SAP. Okay, I'll give about intro about SAP, what it was and how it is used in organizations, and then how it is applied to different industrial units. I'll tell you. Okay. So
Okay.
I'll start with since you have very niche background, like you know SAP, but so I'll tell you what are the different people. As you mentioned, we have two types of people who will be working who learns SAP. That is, we have business end users. That is the ones you said who are desktop support, right? So we have business end users and we have consultants. Okay. So these are the two people who will use SAP.
Mhm.
Forget the fact who will use SAP and which employee will use SAP. Forget everything. So SAP is basically a company headquartered in Germany, and they have around 52 years of experience in doing business with the global companies. So they have around 4 lakhs 40,000 customer base. So it is a very big company customer base. Now you might have a doubt. Who are the customers of SAP? For example, you take the world's biggest companies, Apple, you take Aramco, oil and gas example. So all these companies, you take global top 2000 companies. So global top 2000 companies, out of them, 97% of them are using SAP.
Okay.
Okay, so which is pretty big number. So 97% of the top 2000 companies, that means almost 100% of them, everyone is using SAP. So what's so great about SAP? What other softwares are not offering? In the market, there are some thousands of ERP software. So SAP is specialized in their flagship product is ERP product.
What productive?
ERP.
No,
ERP
no,
means
you said something before that.
flagship. Their flagship product. Okay, they have some 200 or 200 products. Out of that, they are known for ERP product. Okay, so they offer many small softwares that are required by organizations, but their core is ERP. So what it is? ERP means enterprise resource planning software. So what are the different resources that are available in the organization? For example, uh, be it financial resources, be it physical resources, be it any monetary flow that's happening, be it employees of the organization, be it any department you take
What
quality
what
aspect,
what is beat? Like, are you saying BEB or like are you saying beat?
beat, beat, not simple beat.
Okay, B. Okay, beat. Got it.
Okay. Siddiqui, I think yeah, my English, my dialect of English is little bit
Your English
very
is fine. It's just the dialogue because obviously we're not very much well listening to this kind of a dialogue on a daily basis. So obviously, like you get a little bit of difficulty understanding.
yeah, yeah.
But
I think
English is
over
fine. There's nothing
just
wrong with the English. It's just the accent. Like, when we come across with Nigerians, it's the most difficult accent to understand when we have users who are Nigerians because barely you can understand what they want and they're asking for get things done.
obviously it is not the mother tongue language for them,
Yeah.
right?
So
So
it,
yeah,
it gets
so
difficult sometimes. I mean, if you speak in Hindi, I can understand, but if you speak like in English and the dialogue is a little bit of a problem for me, then obviously I have to keep
Siddiqui,
asking.
where are you from?
I'm from Pakistan.
Ah, wonderful. Your accent is very clear. तो मैं हिंदी पे भी बात कर सकता हूँ,
अब
लेकिन मेरा हिंदी उतना अच्छा नहीं है।
आप जितना भी अच्छा है बोलने कोई मसला नहीं है.
अच्छा मतलब चलो ठीक है। अब जितना मैं कोशिश कर सकता हूँ हिंदी में एक्सप्लेन
ठीक
करने
है,
के
आप
लिए।
बोलिए.
मैं एकदम साउथ से हूँ, इंडिया का। मेरा मदर टंग
ओके.
हिंदी नहीं है।
हमारे पास बहुत साउथ के यूजर्स आते हैं काम करने के लिए, वो कोई मसला नहीं क्योंकि आई वर्क फॉर HCL एक्चुअली.
Okay.
या.
So yeah, wonderful. So okay, Siddiqui. So I'll start with this. And now ERP product. We have different departments, right? As you mentioned earlier, we have FI, SD, MM, PP. बहुत सारे मॉड्यूल्स रहते हैं, ऐसा 54 मॉड्यूल्स है एसएपी में.
ओके.
So these modules will go up and down because what happens is, for example, this Facebook purchased WhatsApp.
हम्म.
Both are messenger applications. In Facebook Messenger you can do message, you can do audio, video call, whatever. But why they bought WhatsApp? Because it was doing better business than Facebook, right?
हम्म.
Both are. Facebook also has a messenger application, but that was not so famous, right?
राइट.
So same way, SAP also, some modules are there which there are some other small companies which will do better than what SAP is providing services, right? So in 54 plus modules, SAP cannot be leader, right? So there will be one or two. There, for example, there is one such product called Ariba. You might have heard of it.
No, I haven't.
So Ariba is basically, you know what, for example, if we are a manufacturing company, suppose we are manufacturing cars. So there will be n number of spare parts I need to procure from my vendors. For example, tires, glass, seats. You take any, there will be small electronic components. Everything cannot be manufactured in-house, right? To manufacture a car, you need to procure all the materials from your suppliers. Now,
Right.
what happens? Your supplier also will have a capacity. As a company, big company, you can manufacture 1,000 cars in a day, for example, or 300 cars in a day, for example. Let us take. Can your supplier supply the components at that scale? He will not supply only to you, right? He might have orders from other companies as well. Okay, the other car company, he might be a supplier of other car companies as well. So what happens in the process is there will be a huge risk if your supplier doesn't deliver one single component, you cannot go ahead with the manufacturing of the car.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you have all the spare parts, your tire supplier did not supply the tires. Can you go
Right.
ahead with the manufacturing?
Mm-hmm.
Because it is all assembly line, right? You need each and every part of it to manufacture it in bulk. So there is a risk involved. In SAP, we have one module called SRM module, Supplier Risk Management. Actually, this module was from SAP company, okay? And this was not, there was a competitor for this module. There is a company called Ariba, which was doing better than SRM. So what SAP has done, they bought the Ariba company, they named it as SAP. Like that, you have many products in SAP which were third-party companies. Okay. Now, why I'm saying is this 54 plus modules can go up and down. They might discontinue some modules, they might add some new modules depending upon time and requirement. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So now SAP is discontinuing the SRM and they are offering SAP Ariba to all the customers. So now coming back to what we okay.
Quick
Yeah.
question. Ariba is like a company, or Ariba is a module, or Ariba is exactly what?
See, Ariba was a company, now SAP bought it. And
Okay,
that
so now it's
company
being
was
owned by
offering
SAP.
services only for supplier risk management. It is owned by SAP now.
Okay,
Who owns WhatsApp? Facebook.
Facebook.
That's how it is. Now, what they did after owning WhatsApp, what they did, they integrated Facebook and WhatsApp in the backend. We
Right,
know it very clearly. The profiles they are trying to match it. So it is a win-win situation for Facebook. So buying a WhatsApp, they can clean off so many profiles in Facebook. See,
right.
there will be so many fake accounts in Facebook, right? So
Got
how
it.
can they rectify it? If
Differentiate
it is
between.
authenticated with a mobile number, you
Right.
cannot create multiple with single mobile number only. You have to log in. It will reduce the duplicates of Facebook.
Risk.
That was the best deal that Facebook did.
Okay.
So let's continue here. And then they also bought Instagram and all. That's a different story. I'll not go till there. It is not our subject. So see, mergers and acquisitions. The SAP is a very big company. It is a mammoth. So they keep buying the small companies. Okay. So now let's go further. So now here we have FI, SD, MM, PP. There are so many modules. Like you take FSCM, Central Finance. Since you are from banking background, I'll tell you one interesting story. Example, you have Pepsi company, right?
Mm.
So if Pepsi, what is the business of Pepsi? They will manufacture some cola drink, right? I don't know. The Pepsi drink, they manufacture the Pepsi.
Carbonated
Okay.
drinks, soda makers, like for
Yeah.
the
So
carbonated
they
drinks.
are the soda makers.
Yeah.
So Pepsi has, we know every nook and corner of the world. In every small store, you have Pepsi. So Pepsi's
Right.
main goal is to sell their product. Okay, their focus will be on selling the product. But in the process, they are doing business in some 120 to 130 plus countries. For example, let us say it might be more than that. I'm just giving an approximate number. So in this 120 to 130 countries, wherever you're doing business, be it in Pakistan, be it in US, be it in India, be it in Bangladesh, anywhere, you need to what? You need to comply with the law of the land. You need to pay
Right.
taxes. You need
Right.
to submit the financial reports to the local governments.
Right.
Obviously, right? So when you have to pay, when you have to submit and comply with the law of the land, the way you account your financials should be accordingly. For example, if you are doing it in Pakistan, you have to submit monthly statements to the government related to taxation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you come to India, you have to do it GST. There is something called as GST just to avoid
General
frauds
sales
because
tax.
Everyone does. See, in business you will find loopholes, right? So
Yeah.
every invoice of yours should be authenticated with the GST portal, government of India. If you are some company for revenue, if you are crossing some limit, you have to get authenticated each and every invoice with the GST portal. So if you are a small company, you are given exemption, you can submit monthly once, but you have to submit. So what happens like that? Every country has, for example, if you go to China, you have something called as GTS system, golden tax system. Come to Italy, you have GSH. Not all the countries have, but they are coming up with these systems. So now what happens? Like that, there will be lot of requirements with respect to the law of the land. Now you have to prepare your balance sheet and financial reports, profit and loss statement or income statement according to the local governments. Okay,
Right.
so so now there is 100% chance that every year each company will or each country will announce budgets. They will change some laws. That loss will definitely impact as a company. It will impact us. Out of the 120 countries, there might be at least 30 to 40 countries who will announce some legal changes saying that we are changing the taxation structure, we are changing this. Most commonly, every year they do is they will update the tax rates. That is a common thing. Apart from that, the way we do business, that also will get impacted sometimes due to the legal changes. Agreed?
Right.
So all these legal changes, our organization should accommodate at a very faster pace. We can't wait because this is a global competition. If we lag behind, we will be charged with penalties by governments. We will lose our value, right? So our software should be very fast and very equipped with all these things. So what SAP does is any country across the globe, if they announce any legal requirement, your SAP software is a standard pre-designed software. It will be the backend. It is all developed using a programming language called ABAP. The SAP itself will send updates. That is called SAP OSS. This is online SAP support. So it
Right.
will release note numbers. You can install the note numbers in the background in your system, and whatever the new legal requirement is announced by your country is ready.
Okay.
It will be just be ready because SAP company itself will release OSS updates. And these updates they will release for different versions. Like in our mobile phone, how we have different updates coming up, right? Same way we'll have
So
different updates.
what is OSS stands for?
Online SAP support.
Online SAP support.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, what it will have is, for example, let us say there is a taxation structure change itself. They are asking to introduce a new format of submission of tax structure. For example, the backend, what you need to do, whatever the format your government asked, for example, Pakistan government asked us to uh, create a new tax report. Okay, they wanted to new tax report. They released a new tax report. Let us say. Normally, what you need to do, if they are asking for new tax report, government will announce the format, right?
Mm-hmm.
That format you will go back to SAP system and you will develop on your own. Developing on your own, it will take time. You need to spend some money. You need to pay to the consultants who are working on it, and you need to hire a software company to get this service done.
Right.
And you need someone to monitor it. So it is all some investment, right? Money investment, and you have to be very sure that it has to uh, be exactly the same what government has asked for. There is a sometimes a deviation of chance. The requirement might have been misunderstood by the local because it is a new thing, right? It can be misunderstood, and sometimes the implementation might take even longer time than expected.
So in regard to mistake, who does that mistake? The locals or the SAP platform?
No, no, no. I'm saying ideal case. If any requirement, not SAP or any, I'm not naming anyone. I'm saying in general, if there is a new tax report, you have to follow this process. But this process has risk. But what SAP is doing is they themselves are coding it freehand. You getting me?
Yeah.
They themselves will write the code and they will release it in the form of note number. For every legal requirement, they will release a number. They will release like 1, 2, 3, 4 is for one legal requirement, 3, 5, 3, 6. Like they will release it for global all countries to different versions of SAP. Within SAP, also someone will buy the latest version, someone will buy the old version. Like that, there will be many changes, right? So for
Right.
all those versions of software, they will release the OSS notes. As a company, Pepsi company, you don't have to worry of getting a software service provider, sharing the requirement with them, getting that implemented. You don't have to concentrate on all this headache. Just download the OSS note number of your version of SAP, install it in your PC. That's all. So this is a breakthrough in ERP system. So no other company was offering this feature, and SAP just surpassed all of them in the market. So that is why today it is a leader in the market. Now this is removing the complete headache of Pepsi, right? Pepsi are now ready to buy premium, even though SAP is sold at premium, they are ready to buy it because of this feature. This will reduce a lot of cost for them and risk also.
Okay.
You're getting me? Why SAP is famous? Now,
I'm just trying to sink in this information, like, the way you said it, that SAP company itself writes a code to meet the legal requirement, which is basically, okay, if they write a code, in regard to code, what do you mean by like writing a code? Like, the requirements are being implemented by the government, right? So what exactly is SAP doing in regard to that? If there is a company named as Pepsi, where some legal requirements have been implemented by the government, so in their system, what exactly SAP is doing in regard to that uh, requirement which has been implemented by the government?
perfect. So let me give a very, very basic example. Example, let us say Pakistan government asked to construct you a three-floored building with so and so requirements. Okay, like how our tax report is there. They asked you to construct a building for your office space, but it should match all the greenhouse requirements that they have released. They are announcing, let us say, a new business zone or somewhere for developing country as a developing country. Let us say they have announced that, and you need to up a greenhouse building. Okay, that is the
Right.
requirement given by government. So
Right.
there will be a builder who can build it, okay, or a contractor or a builder who can build it. So you are the person who will invest money. Okay, you want the building to be constructed as per the government requirement, but you don't have the capacity to build the building. You will hire a contractor.
Okay.
Hello. Okay, there will be some real estate company, you will hire them and they will build the building for you because you don't know where will all the materials be available in the market. All you have is money and you have some other uh,
Resources.
business where you have some other business, right? Your business is not to construct a building. Your business is something else. You are concentrating your time on that. You can't waste time on just building one building, right? You're a big enterprise company, let us say. Why you will be worried about constructing a building? Small building. So what you will do, you will hire a contractor. So now imagine that particular company is Pepsi. So the person who he wants to apply to the law of the land and submit financial reports is Pepsi. Okay, he wants the local requirement what is stated by the Pakistan government. So let us say you are the Pepsi company. Now you are hiring some contractor. Who will you hire? You will hire some software services company to build the software for you. In
Mm-hmm.
our case, we don't have to build a software from scratch. So as a company, Pepsi company, I want to meet the financial reports. In the market, there is a ready-made software which is available, that is SAP.
So
So
basically, that's a pre-built platform for different industries where you just
yeah,
put in the data in order to make it work, right? That's what you're
yeah,
saying, and then
oh
you sell
yes,
that, and that you
yeah.
then you sell that CRM to different companies as per the requirements based on the industry, which industry works for whichever software, right? If I'm understanding, because that's the way it works in Salesforce as well. So I'm trying to understand how it works.
The same way. So the building will change depending upon the company that is using, right? The requirement, the building rules will be followed according to the local government,
Hmm.
but inside it, how the design will have to be, how you wanted for your usage, meeting the local legal requirement, you will develop the building accordingly. The design will be accordingly. Same way, you have the SAP software can be designed in such a way it can be meeting your company's requirement, be it pharma, oil and gas, healthcare, banking. You will design it in your own way. So now what I am trying to say is SAP is already a standard platform. All the basic activities that are done across the organizations across the globe. Sale is common, purchase is common, recording a journal entry is common, producing a product is common. So some all these basic lines that are used across irrespective of whatever organization it is, they do all these things, right? So all those things are already pre-configured and they are bundled and packaged in a product called SAP. And SAP has that like that 54 plus modules, pre-written code and standard processes are available already.
So
Okay.
that again, the last thing you said, pre-written. What did you say exactly? Can you
It is
repeat
a
that part?
it is a ready-made product. I mean to say it is a ready-made product already. Code is written and it will help us in just start using it directly for our local requirements.
So I have a question over here.
Yes, Siddiq.
So since you said it's pre-built, it's just a ready-made product which you just have to install and then start putting up the requirements over there, and that way, like you generate whatever as per the requirement of the user. So in regard to that, would that software vary from country to country? Are there any like prerequisites which are being put in as per the level of the country's requirement, or those are just like standard ones, and then you change them accordingly to the country land of what was it? What was the word? Law of the land.
Now SAP is designed in such a way it will meet all the local requirements. What is used in India or Pakistan might not be in US. So for
So
all the
basically, it's
areas,
all
they will
different.
develop for all the different areas, they will develop one common platform.
But then, how do you vary them, like between different
let
countries?
me let me give an example. In the system you will have the options. If there are country specific configurations you can make them. I'll give an
Oh,
example.
okay.
For example,
Okay.
you have a mobile phone, you use mobile phone, right? So you
Hmm.
have a mobile phone, you bought the mobile phone for your dialing and all the networking purpose. You bought the mobile phone. Does the mobile phone know Siddiqui will use this? Until and unless you log in with your details and load it with some network details like your mobile number or all those details, until and unless you load all this, does your mobile phone know who is going to use it?
No.
It doesn't know, right? It cannot recognize whom am calling to. So all this should be configured. These are, and even though all the networking basic features are enabled, you will design your own mobile phone with themes or colors or the way you want in your mobile phone itself. Someone cannot read the small text, they'll increase the resolution of the text. There is an option, right? So you can
Uh-huh.
increase the size of the text. So each one is configuring their mobile phone according to their requirement. Same way, SAP is like a mobile phone. It's a pre-designed product available in the market already, and then you will make changes. So SAP doesn't know. If suppose, for example, Pepsi company bought the SAP product. Does SAP product know how many manufacturing plants are there for Pepsi? How many customers are there for Pepsi? How many suppliers are there for Pepsi? How many GL accounts that are, how many ledger books does Pepsi use? It doesn't know anything. So we need to feed some basic information. That basic feeding is called configuration. You
Okay.
have to configure your SAP system according to your organization. It doesn't know anything. It is just but you have to raise it by giving all the settings requirement. And like that, there will be so many departments where each one has to do the settings. FI person should do all the FI related configuration. SD department will do their particular sales related configuration. Like that, 54 plus modules if you are activating all the modules. No company till date I have seen who have activated all the modules. It is very, very, very expensive. What they will use is very basic. They will use FISD and MM. And if it is a pure manufacturing company, they will go for production planning and plant maintenance and warehouse management and logistics. Logistics execution. There is one such module. So they will go till here, and after that they will use some third party softwares which will reduce the cost for them.
Okay.
Okay, they do that. Many companies do that. So now what's happening? So now you have the configuration. So this configuration persons are the ones who will maintain the settings in the system. And once the settings are made, it is available for the business end users who are the desktop support people who will day to day book transactions. They don't know anything in the backend what configuration need to do. What they will do is, if I wanted to post some in Karachi manufacturing plant and I have to ship it from Karachi to US, they will just punch the invoice. They will just do the process, but they don't know how to set up this Karachi plant in the system.
So basically, configuration is being done at the back end. It's just the front end, which is just putting in the values and shipment address and everything, and that way it works, right? That's what you're saying.
That that's all.
Okay.
Perfect. So it is like we the front end people will just load the data. Now I will tell you SAP comprises of three data. SAP system has three types of data. We have configuration data, we have master data, and then we have transactional data. Okay, so the configuration data is set up by the consultants, be it FISD, MMPP, LE, all the 54 plus modules. This is part of configuration data consultant. These are guys are basically car mechanics, like how car mechanic will know how to fix a car. These guys know how to fix the SAP system.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And business user is the one like a car driver or owner of the car. Okay, they will know what is the destination. So they are the registered people. Customer here, all the master data is maintained. For example, you as a organization, the business user will have to create some new general ledger, new ledger book, account book, or they wanted to create a new customer, new vendor, new profit center, cost center. All that will come under this master data. Business user will create it by themselves. And then transactional data is day-to-day transactions. And this is purely business user. He only knows what business happened today. Consultant has no role in it. So consultants are the ones, they will do it, the configuration here. And obviously, so you can't make the changes in live system. In SAP, we have any change in software, you have to start from development, then you need to test it, and then it will go to production or live system.
So do they have like um, developers in SAP as well?
Yes, we have developers. For example, see, I told you code, right? In the backend, there is code with a
Yeah.
code written SAP.
Yeah.
Sometimes SAP will not offer what, see, every organization will have some organization specific requirement, which might not be provided by SAP, right? So
Right.
you have your own style of business, which might not have been captured by SAP. So that particular requirement you can customize yourself. You can write the uh, you can develop a new program for yourself. You can customize, you can write a new program in SAP. So there are developers, they are called ABAP developers.
ABAP developers.
Yes. Okay. So now we have in the market we have both function this all the modules of the organization which are different departments, they are called functional consultants who will perform the configurations in different departments, right? They are called functional consultants. This functional consultants, during the process of setting up the system, there will be some organization specific requirements which are not provided by standard SAP. You will provide that requirement to some technical people. They are ABAP people. So they are called technical consultants.
So functional are the ones who basically understand the requirements of an organization and then, pass it on to the
Technical consultant.
developers.
Yes.
Okay. But those are
Okay.
basically based on the industry based experience that they make them functional consultants, if I'm understanding it right.
See, you have to be from a engineering background. You have to be engineer. You are from engineering background,
No,
then you
I'm
will
not.
be hired as a technical consultant. If you are from management background, then you will be a functional consultant.
Hmm.
You're getting me?
Yeah.
So you will be fit for functional consultant.
Okay.
So yeah. So I can go on, but I'll stop here. So so you like the way the things were explained to you?
It's not about liking, it's more of understanding. If I do not understand, I wouldn't like anything. So far I'm trying to still understand few more things about it, like based on what information you provided me moving forward, if I continue with this, so what would be the first step to get, like, the training for as a base to start in SAP? What would be the first step? Which
So
kind of a
we
training would be the first step to get into
uh,
the system?
so we have three types of training offerings. One is beginner,
Beginner,
second one
intermediate,
is
and advanced.
intermediate and advanced. So beginner will cater for 0 to 2 years experience. So I'm considering you with no experience in SAP. This is for beginner in SAP. Okay. So you don't know how what are the different options available in SAP system, how SAP looks like. You're not sure of all of this, right? You don't know
No,
how to use SAP. So
no.
you will be suitable for beginner in SAP. And here I'll be explaining the configurations till 2 years expert level, what is required. Like for example, I'll start with the all the FI settings basic. I'll be covering this. Financial accounting, global settings. So how to activate financial accounting for your organization in SAP. Financial accounting, global settings. Then I'll be talking about how to activate general ledger accounting settings. So how you are going to do the general ledger accounting in SAP system. And then we will be dealing with accounts receivable. I'm writing it in short. I'll write it clearly. Will accounts receivable, whatever in an organization you deal with customers, how to set up that set up the system to in order to do transactions with the customer, and how you will collect the payments. So there will some whatever is required for a 2 years beginner level, we'll be touching that. And then we have accounts payable, how to set up the vendors in the system, what are the configurations required in the backend to activate the accounts payable module. Okay, all these are different modules, and then we also discuss about asset account.
So,
This is
question
at beginner
about,
level.
this is the beginner level, right? But
Yeah.
if you have to work in the oil and gas, what I don't know how to phrase it. What exactly, which part of SAP speciality you need to have?
See, oil and gas company, definitely there are different modules activated. But I wanted to know, you can't work in each and every module in SAP, right?
Right.
Absolutely, it is not possible. And being from finance background, My suggestion is you have to go with finance FICO module. Okay,
Okay.
you are a banker, so every organization they'll have a finance department without no exception.
So
Okay, FI.
which is the most in demand one? That's what I want to know because recently there was some job posting done and I tried to get into it to get into the system, but they said like you have no background, no nothing, and then they
See,
decline to that.
Siddiqui, I'll tell you one fact. So SAP is a very, very complex software. It is like a puzzle. If you
Okay.
know how to solve a puzzle, you can solve it in 30 seconds. If you don't get an idea how to solve a puzzle, you can never solve it. See, SAP, why I am saying that SAP software is like that? Because it is very, very tightly integrated. The data flows from all the 54 plus modules into finance because every activity in the organization will have a financial impact, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why you are using SAP is, for example, a sale is happened for a customer. That particular sale activity, SAP will automatically record in accounts receivable module. They will automatically record in finance module. It is a sale activity, SD activity, but in the back end, as an organization, you need to record each and every transaction which is of financial in nature in finance. So that SAP itself will record in the back end automatically.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, when you are doing that, what is happening like that? Be it you are selling a product, stock goes down, asset, your current asset is going down, value of your stock will go down. So, all this will get recorded in the system in the backend automatically. So, there is a tight integration. For example, there is a manufacturing activity happening. So, some products were damaged or a production planning is there. So, whatever in whichever module you are, in the backend, everything is connected to finance module in SAP. And each and every module, for example, you're selling a product. If you're selling a product that should be available with your company already manufactured. If it is not manufactured, you need to send the manufacturing order to production planning department. So each and every department, the data is seamlessly flowing continuously. You will not understand until and unless you have some 2 years of experience. But
two
everyone
years
has
of
to start
experience in what?
in the market. 2 years of experience in SAP. They ask for it. They
But then
decline
how
very
do I get the
straightaway.
experience if I don't know, like, a basics
That
of
is
it?
that is what said the key. Everyone in the market they will say that if you have 2 years of experience, you already worked in SAP, then we will immediately take you. Why they say it?
So, but
Because
then how do I get the experience if I haven't worked upon it? Like, okay,
yes,
let's say I'm
that
done with, I have a
see,
question. Okay. So if I learn with this, like, training and everything, that would last 2.5 months. Once I'm done with that, I still do not have any hands-on experience. Now, what do I do to get into the market in the SAP? I really
Siddiqui, that
don't
is
know.
Siddiqui, that is the irony. The difference is for 2 years experience, minimum years experience. It doesn't mean that in the market there are no opportunities. Everyone has to start somewhere, right?
Right?
So there will be, see, as you said, the demand. Who has the more demand? At least 2 years of experience. They have more demand. Okay, and you take FIMM SD. All these three modules have always demand because
Can you
whichever
write it down,
company,
the one you just said?
yes, you said which are demand modules,
Right.
right? FISDMM will always have demand.
SD stands for
Sales and distribution. Without these activities, you need a supplier. This is for
sales and
sales and
distribution,
distribution.
and
As
MM
a
stands for
material management.
material
So
management.
you need suppliers and you need customers, right? As an organization, if you want to work, you need your sales and distribution network to distribute your products, and within the sales only customers also will come. And material management, as an organization you are selling some materials that should be managed properly. You need to buy raw materials, you need to you need to transfer the finished products to sales, right? So material management is something you buy the raw materials from vendors. This you mainly deal with customers. Okay, so without customers or vendors, your financial network is nothing. You need both of them as an organization, right?
Okay. But
Yeah,
then how do
so
you get into the market? That's my
Siddiqui,
no. The reason
Sid-
why I'm saying, see,
Siddiqui,
why I'm saying I'll
I'll be very frank and open. One point straight away. Currently, the market is down. Okay, no company is investing any money on any software development. They are cutting down all the budgets. So even though currently the market trend is like, suppose if you are already working, you are an organization where you have some SAP team, you need 25 members of SAP consultants. They are only keeping some 15 consultants. The 10 consultants positions are vacant now, but they are not filling it because they don't know how the world is heading to.
the functional or technical.
Both. Right now the market itself is dull. Okay, so you will get calls rejected very frequently, Rao, irrespective of whatever software you are applying for. The budgets itself, all the companies across the globe, they are cutting down on budgets. They wanted to reduce their cost of operations. They are overloading the existing people of 15.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
then
this is the trend that is happening. We can't blame any company because right now the market is like that.
okay, but then what's the next step like after doing the training?
After doing the training, you have to try. So what we will do is, from our side, what we can do is, see, within our known networks, we will definitely forward your profile if you are doing good in training. We will not recommend if you are not doing good, but if you are doing good in training, so we will push your profile to our network. We have some network, so we will push your profile there, and they will also be appreciating us and even rewarding us. If we push your profile, they will reward us. If we forward good profiles only, they will also reward us. Okay, so that is
Mm,
also there. So we will definitely recommend your profile if you are performing well in during the training,
okay.
provided that is there. If you're not doing well, no, because it will be a bad name for us when we uh, just pass your profile. So that will be an issue, right? So
Mhm.
that's that point we will be doing from our end.
And then after doing this training, are there any exams like certification exam which one needs to have?
Yes, we have certification exams from SAP. They are very costly. So they will be around 17,000 INR. So
17,000 INR, like I mean those are proctored exam, right?
yes, they are proctored exams. So you have
So,
to do it. You can give it online. So it is a web proctored exam.
but then do you have material to study?
Yes, whatever we teach in the training will be helping that. And
Like,
Siddiqui, if you want to clear exam, there are loopholes in the market. There are ready-made dumps available.
no, I know the dumps are always available because I have always studied through them, but we just need to have like the right ones because some of the time I have come across of such kind of dumps which never worked, and then you keep flunking in the exams.
Which certification did you write?
I failed one certification one time because the material wasn't good, but then
I, don't worry, Siddiq. I'll give you the latest one when you are writing the exam. See, the dumps keep changing. Okay, the exam questions keep changing.
yeah,
I'll
that
give I'll give the latest one. So
that
yeah,
was the one which I flunked was Salesforce Business Analyst exam, but I cleared it in the second attempt, but I went to the institute to take the exam. I
no
didn't take
problem,
the
Siddiq. I
proctored
know
one.
some people. I'll recommend you to connect with them. So you connect with them, and there will be very nominal fee. They will charge some 1,300 or sometimes 3,000 INR. So you can pay
In
them,
terms
and
of
they will
studying,
give
I
you the
can do
dump.
studying. Like I don't need anything like other than material to study. I
Yeah,
can
that
I
material
can take out time
I
to study. I can take exam to the center. Like, I don't have any problem with that. As long as the
sure.
material is good. If the material is bad, then it's of no use.
Yes, Siddiq. Yeah, I'll provide you all the standard SAP books that are required for the certification from SAP company itself. They have their own SAP's application. I'll give you that material also, apart from the training I'm teaching you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll recommend all the books. How much ever effort you can put in. So you say some point of time you feel this is overwhelming. I cannot do it, but I want to clear the exam for the sake of job. I can also help you with it.
No, no. For the sake of job, obviously, like when the certification are required, the problem is if, I can get that, I can study, but when it comes to working, when you don't have experience, you are stuck in a situation where you get laid off very easily.
Siddiqui, with my sessions, the you'll be working for some company, right? Your
Right.
manager will say the training you have taken is outstanding. That I can assure you. I already have some experience from the last 5.5 years. I got very good feedback from whoever joined companies. They were like, they come back repeatedly asking me for help. They wanted to improve one or the other topic. They keep coming back. Definitely, it will be a good experience for you. And right now, whatever we have done now, 1 hour session, whatever we have done now, you can go and check any YouTube video in the market who does introductory session. It will not be this clear. You take any Udemy course. This is not, I'm not being what uh, some over thinking, but you can compare it. You have the choice of comparison.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no doubt about it. I can help you out. You will be easily able to work in organization, whichever organization you join for. It will be very easy for you.
Yeah, because
You
I was
can
I was asked to, do you have training? Then we can, like, place you somewhere with HCL, but I didn't have any.
see, in organizations you will not have any. I know it very fairly well because I work for many organizations as a freelancer and I'll be called for trainings. I know it very clearly. And what happens is, if the even if the organization is providing the training, they will provide some 7 days or 3 days. They can't sit and give salary to the employee and they will train you for 3 months or 4 months. So that happens. They will give only for 7 days training or 10 days training because I was also asked to take a crash like that. Very fast training. What will any person get?
I think it's
It's
more
very tough.
hands-on. The more you do, the more you learn.
Yeah, that's all. And even at 20 years, SAP consultant will have something new to learn. It is like an ocean. You enter it, you will not know what is the starting point and what is the ending point.
Okay.
It is a very big world. Once you enter into it, why? Because SAP doesn't have any competitors because SAP created such ocean already.
Mm-hmm.
In the market, if one product is hit, there will be 10, 15 products already available in the market, duplicates. But
Right.
SAP doesn't have that competitor. Imagine how big SAP has created the world for, and we cannot learn it. One person cannot learn complete SAP. Even the person who has started the SAP company will not know what is there in SAP. It's such big world.
Right.
There is no competitor. Imagine. That's how they built it. It has lot of things, and all the global companies are using it. That's the beauty.
So,
Okay.
yeah, once the training is being ended, what does one need to do to put in the resume?
So that we have the resume formats. I will guide you. I will talk to you personally for half an hour. There will be a half an hour session at the end. So I will also take a mock interview for you. Whether you will be able to clear the interviews or not, I can straight away tell you. Even though you are getting trained from me, if you are not up to the mark, I'll directly tell Siddiqui, you cannot clear the interview.
Okay.
I'll be very clear and open and frank about this. You can also fight with me. You are the one who trained me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will say, I have given the assignment, you didn't do this. That is the reason you are lacking this concept. And you can rework on it. And again, you can fight with me. Again, you can sit with the interview for me. I will, there will be a day I'll tell you definitely, Siddiqui, now you are ready for going for interview.
Right.
I'll be very frank and open. It's not that you got trained from me. I'll say, Siddiqui, you're perfect. You're awesome. No, I will not say that. I'll directly tell. I'll be very frank and open because that is what gives me more business. When you will definitely recommend to someone, the experience matters, right? When you're getting trained, if the experience is not good, uh, there is no point.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll stop here. I have another session from 7:30. So
Sure.
any other questions? So if you have more questions, so regarding the course fee, duration, and that and all, upskilling team will connect with you. So I'm just a trainer. I'll just be focusing on training part. Any
Okay.
questions related to SAP Finance, you can ask me. And any other details like batch timings, course fee, course details, you can with upskilling team.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Thanks, Siddiqui. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.